like as a student, if you leave Kenya and say you've gone to pursue further education, a lot of African parents do not expect you to come back. It's actually an expectation that you're explicitly told, do not come back to Kenya. But I think from the way you're speaking, we should change that narrative.
Let me touch on something I haven't touched. When I look at you, you're a young girl. I'm not young. I'm in my late 40s. So I tell you this. When I look at you, mentally, you look healthy. There is one reality that nobody talks about: mental health for foreigners in this country. If you see what the young girls are doing in this country, when they're in this country, people are lost. People have no peace of mind. And I'm not talking about one person, I'm talking about probably 98% of foreign students who are in places like in the UK. If you see the amount of suffering are going through, and I want you to do more interviews with students, and you'll see what I'm trying to. There's a lot of untold truth that is making people come to these countries. People shouldn't be leaving their countries. In terms of social life, you being happy. I can ask you the last time you smiled with your heart and you felt you smile. People here, they don't smile. People pretend. People are suffering the bills, the immigration problems, the driving problem, the fines you're getting on the street. These countries are something else. We only keep up with this, not for our own good, for our own families, so that we can show them we are trying, but it's not about you as a person. Majority of people who are here, they don't live for themselves. They are living to uplift who they left behind.
Yeah.
And by doing
So
so, you're selling part of your soul that you'll never recover. Majority of those who have lived overseas, there's a part of them they have sold. They'll never recover. Go
that's
on.
interesting perspective. Although I do have a question, Anthony. You see, when you leave Kenya and go to a
Mm-hmm.
foreign country, you're not
Mm-hmm.
exactly a resident of that country, but also
Mm-hmm.
Kenya is feeling like home because
Mm-hmm.
you've gone for 1, 2, 3 years. The peers that you had, they have moved on. If you had
Mm-hmm.
parents, unfortunately, they pass on. Your
Mm-hmm.
siblings create a different life from,
Mm-hmm.
they get used to you not being there. So how
Mm-hmm.
then do you come back? Because sometimes it gets to a point, like you've gotten to a point and you've decided, I need to go back. How
Mm-hmm.
do you do that? Because life has changed. It's not.
Okay, let me say this. In 2022, I had put everything in containers and I wanted to come back home. But when I came home, I panicked because I realized everybody changed. It's not the friends you thought were friends. You go home and you find that they're not the friends you used to know. The things that you left in places the place you used to go and play pool is no longer there. Every infrastructure changed, everything changed, and you find yourself. And then when you talk to people, you see you're talking to totally different people because you moved on, they moved on. There's this gap. But the only way to go back home, I would think there's a lot of fear. I'm still afraid of coming home. I ain't gonna sit here and lie and tell you that I'm comfortable coming back home. But I do want to come
Like,
home because I tell like me and so many of my friends who are out here, we are lost, but we don't want to tell people the truth because it's this part of you that you can. It don't matter whether you have money. It don't matter the good cars, the big houses. We've done a few things here and there. We can say that we are living a good life, but there's a part of us that misses home, and that part, if it's not nurtured, we'll lose it for good. Waking up, having your friends, even if I come home and having to see someone like my mom in the morning or my dad, is there any money that is equivalent to me seeing my mother or seeing my father? Seeing them on the phone is one thing. Having them and embracing them, having a barbecue with my mom is something I've missed for 25, 26 years now. You can't get that back. It's gone. My siblings, my younger brother, Nick, when I left Kenya, he was a young man. When I look at the way he is, would he have been the person he is today? Because if I was there, I think he would have been different because I've been inspired him to go to a different route. But I've lost that connection with him. And my other brothers, I have two brothers. The other one, I brought him here. He's with me here. My sisters are here. My nieces. My nieces, yeah, I brought all of them here because I want to come and work. They come and work. But from me bringing them here and now, I think I should have supported them in Kenya and make them open their own businesses. My perspective, the last one, let's say the last 1.5 year, my eyes have opened. And I do believe if I have a friend or anybody else in Kenya, I would want to support them in Kenya than bring them here.